have an age difference. We have life differences.
This is how you should live your life.
I got the faith, because to get the faith...
Got it. Well, let's jump into this.
This is the Old School, New School podcast.
3, 2, 1.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Old School, New School
Yes.
podcast. I am Will Charles Egan, and as always...
Chris Meekins.
He almost forgot his name there for a second.
On Saturday.
Yeah,
we're totally out of sync.
Yeah, it's off. Everything's terrible. I was in the middle of doing something. I have to tell you about that. I forgot that about. Whoops. Yeah, we're recording here because we have the end of the year coming, and you've got more family.
You got family
coming to town.
coming and going.
How's that going? How was your Christmas?
It was fun. It's interesting because it's like they're adult people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have their own mind.
Yeah.
And so, and they're really, really very, very different than what me and my wife were when we were their age.
Okay. In a good way?
In a good way.
Okay.
In a good way. In a different way. It's just they're a product of us. And sometimes you see your strengths, and then you see your weaknesses, and you're like, well, why is he doing that? It's like, well, he got it from you.
That's you showing.
Yeah.
I love this photo. They showed me a photo from like when was this, you think?
That's 1978.
That's great. And you can just tell, like, oh, this guy's trouble. Look at this face. Look at this guy. This guy's trouble. And so it's like, yeah, no wonder the kids are different because...
Well, that's what we raised them, and be independent.
Yeah, right.
And you're
I am the definition of be independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mullet.
Yeah, exactly. Be unapologetically yourself. Be crazy. Be independent.
Got your new cross. Is that a new cross?
This is the same cross, but this is a new cross. This is thanks, Mom. This is a shirt and jeans. I'm wearing all my Christmas gear that I got.
Yeah.
Did you get any clothes for Christmas this year?
got a vest with 60 pounds in it.
Oh. A weighted vest.
I said, hey, I'm going to buy one. And so my wife thought about it, and she texted one of my kids, and next thing you know,
voila,
they bought
60-pound weight vest. That's
so if I'm not here within a month or two, I'm on the sidewalk, dead of a heart attack. But I was reading, you shouldn't start out with 60 pounds.
No.
Even though I think that I could.
Well, you put it on, you go, whoa,
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure
60 pounds?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
It's ridiculous.
Next year I'll be a year older next year.
Really?
Yes.
No
it
way.
happens every year.
Ah, that sucks.
Anyway. So
it was a good Christmas.
It was a good Christmas, and we got some more. My other son from California is coming in tomorrow with my daughter from St. Petersburg. So tomorrow was out for recording. So we wanted to talk about the end of the year for a podcast. First of all, we just appreciate that you've put up with us for another year.
Yeah.
We're very grateful.
Very much so.
I saw a guy at church the other day. He goes, I listen to you guys every week. He goes, and he says,
it's the best.
He goes, you guys are great. It's going to turn around. It's going to turn up.
That's the idea. Maybe I could finally commit to having an Instagram or something for our show. I hate social media. It's one of those necessary evils.
It's the world we live in.
Yeah. Because I'm so off.
Well, think of a website. Would you even go to a store if you went online and said, okay, what's their website?
Right. Yeah.
Not that anybody does anything. Okay, they have a website.
Yep.
Basic information. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if they didn't have a website, you'd be like,
what are you
not
doing?
going there.
Right. Exactly.
So, like 30 years ago,
right,
in real estate, they're like, oh, you got to get a website. I'm like, why? I'm like, nobody ever looks at it. Doesn't matter. You got to have a website.
Right.
Got to have it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. ChrisMeekins.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a cool
I've had it from a long time. There's some, you ever look up your name? Do you ever look up your name on the interweb?
Yeah, it's bad. It's not a lot, but there's something.
There's some like important people with my name. There's some black people.
Oh, there's other people with your name.
Yeah.
Oh,
some black people, some white people, some Puerto Rican people.
Really?
And there's this senator up in. He's probably so mad that I got it.
You have his name.
I got it.
I want to be the only Chris Meekins.
Yeah.
And
I've had it for years.
There's a bodybuilder that has my name. Well, I have his name, I should say, because he's a lot older than me. But he's been on TV and stuff, and it's the same last name spelling and everything. I'm like, who's this guy think he is? It's me. Come on.
And it doesn't show up so much that on Google anymore when you look up your name.
Yeah.
It used to have a lot more
personal info.
images of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you've never done that, you've done that.
Of course I have.
Okay, yeah. I'm just old. Oh, look I discovered this.
Yeah. It's you can look up just about anything and find your information on the internet.
Yes.
That's scary.
Pictures.
Yes.
Okay, and pictures of me and my wife on our first Christmas Eve.
Nice.
In the basement. Holding a, what was it?
It was not a cigarette. You thought it was a cigarette.
I thought it was a cigarette.
And I zoomed in. It was a Polaroid. It looks like a cigarette if you squint. But, because you were like...
We're at Sue Loba's house.
You were...
all the people that know me from
course.
up Ohio, Sue Loba or Sue Postal.
Uh-huh. Because you were just disqualifying yourself. Oh, look at this. I'm just sitting with my cigarette, and I'm just whatever. And I zoom in. And
it's so funny. Back in the 70s, you would just go down in the basement and you'd smoke.
Right.
You'd smoke in the basement.
Exactly.
People like,
yeah, that's what you
we're
do.
smoking in the basement. We're not smoking up in the house.
Right. Exactly.
Now that it goes everywhere.
How could you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I zoom in on this photo, and I'm like, that's not a... You can see the square, and they're like, oh, my gosh. And you can tell it's clearly a Polaroid, like a photograph of something.
All right.
So you're not that evil.
Okay, I'm not
Chris.
evil. Okay, so as we come to another year, there's a lot of people that are had a rough year.
Yeah.
Do you know any of those people that they're tired or there's like...
I do.
Do you?
The man in the mirror, Chris.
Come on.
Me.
Come on.
This year sucked.
Well, we want to look for the good.
That's true. Because I feel like you can say that any year. Oh, this year was the worst. Oh, this year sucked.
Because you can't deny the hard part.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely. And typically that's like that's just how your brain is wired. You focus on the negative stuff.
Right.
And you immediately, oh, this year really was terrible, wasn't it?
And you can't ignore the pain.
Right. Absolutely. That's the hardest thing to ignore.
Well, you're like, that was so painful.
Right. And that's all you think about. And that's all you mull over. And then by the end of your pity party, you're thinking, well, this whole year was terrible.
Yeah.
Everything was bad.
Everything. But then when you look at those two things, you think God is still working.
Exactly.
And we as Christians are like, okay, what does that take? You go back to anybody that's worked out knows that it takes hard work and a lot of pain to grow your muscles, or it's going to take a lot of studying to get a straight A, to get A's. Right. I don't know anything about that. Okay.
Defer to me on that one.
Yes. Did you study a lot?
The Bible or just in general
Life.
at school? I did my homework as a kid. I was a good boy. I did my homework. I did my reading. Ask anybody at Bayside College. When they were all out partying, I'm sitting there studying.
Well, I remember you volunteering in the high school group, and you're like, I got to go. I got to be in bed by 9 o'clock because I have a test tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what?
Who's this guy?
You're 19 years old.
Right, exactly. But I was like, no, I have to. And part of it was just the fear of failure and not wanting to disappoint my teachers, which is a whole other discussion. But I wanted to read, you've heard it a bazillion times, James 1:2, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So you need the pain.
Yeah.
In fact, you should consider it pure joy.
Which is so crazy.
It is crazy. So for that fact alone, this has been a great year. This has been a joyful year. Because there was lots of
so
pain.
much pain.
Yes.
But so let's just frame the episode. So we want to talk the good that happened in the world, the good that happened in your life, the good that happened in my life, and how real joy is found, not in circumstances, but in relationship with God, which is all that we want this podcast to be. It is not about anything we do or say or you do and say. It's about your relationship in God. At the end of the day, that's what boils down.
Absolutely.
So what happened good in the world this year? Can you think of anything? I was like,
see,
well, I'm like, well, when you think of the war stopped in Israel, didn't they?
There was
those
a ceasefire.
Hostages.
The hostages were all released. There was a ceasefire.
Are they fighting again?
They're always fighting over there. There's been skirmishes and stuff, but for the
not
most
like
part,
it was.
No, for the most part, it's ceasefire. The war. Maybe it's just less so in the news, but it appears that not as many people are fighting in that war. There's been pretty uniparty ceasefire agreements and things like that. So that's certainly a win.
Yeah.
Less war.
Yeah.
Hello.
No more COVID.
Yeah, well, that's been there. I still see people with masks to this day. Those are the people that really cracked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're like, oh, no. Well, it's not even about the COVID. It's about, here we go. It's not even about the COVID. It's about they've proven they're not effective.
Right.
For anything.
Yeah. Right. That was never what they were intended to be.
Right.
Masks. Right. Yes, that's beside the point.
They must be good for something.
Sure. Yeah. For preventing, like, if a surgeon is going to spit in your face, preventing that's helpful.
Well, the other thing is that, you hear these reports of the church growing. You, for one, talk about young people.
Yeah.
The church and young people, there's a revival going on.
Definitely.
From my perspective, and obviously it's not on Fox News or CNN.
Right. Yeah. From Fox News and CNN's perspective, it's the end of the world.
Yes.
But from the people actually on the ground that are in it, there's some revival happening. There's lots of people either coming back to their faith or coming to it for the first time.
Now, do you say that just because you've read it someplace, or are you experiencing that in the relationships that you have with younger people?
Yeah, both. You read about it a lot. I mean, statistically, young people are going to denominational churches, which I always thought was contrary to, because the biggest boom in the Christian world is the non-denominational church.
Right.
People are flooding to the non-denominational faith groups more than anybody else because it's a lot freer. It's not as, legalistic. It's a lot more open. They do the best outreach.
Okay, so our mainline denominational listeners, explain the difference between a non-denominational, what we call non-denominational, and because is Baptist a non-denominational?
It is a denomination. So you've got, you've heard like the Catholic Church or the Baptist Church or you want to get into the weeds, the Lutheran or the Presbyterians. If they have a name like that, that's considered a denomination, and they have, kind of like a corporate structure to them. There's people that are like the elders, the deacons of that denomination that kind of...
They have a district, they have a national...
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Methodist Church is known, I think, for having the biggest reach. And they have like elders and deacons that kind of will, from scripture and from the times, they will issue like, hey, here's what our denomination believes about this and that. And they come
out with a statement or something.
Yeah, they have things that they generally have attributed to them as like, oh yeah, the Baptists believe this and the Methodists believe this. Non-denominational churches tend to just be a lot less structured that way. They are, but they have a lot less focus on, we differ in that we believe this, and like the Lutherans believe this, but we believe this. Non-denominational churches are going, what's the Bible say? We're here for Jesus. We're not... I was baptized Anglican, right?
I'm an Anglican, yeah.
I'm an Anglican.
I'm an Amish.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I just love Jesus. And that's kind of, you could argue like a return to form, like how the early Christians were like, I'm a follower of the way. I'm a Christ follower, whatever. We don't have to divide into groups. And so, all that to say, the biggest boom is in this non-denominational church because it's, they do the best outreach and they're the most free, and lots of younger people are driven to that. But there's also people going to the denominations as well.
My son talks about they do these readings in his church, like old what are those?
Yeah, like a reading from the book of John, and the guy goes up on the thing with the Bible and reads it.
Right.
Like at the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
There's a special podium off to the left.
Yeah.
Where they go up, they open the Bible, they go, a reading from the Bible in the book of John. And then they read the passage, and then they kind of defer back to the priest, and then
he does his
do
thing.
the blessing on it. And it's old school, it's very denominational, and people like that.
So, quick warning.
Okay.
As much as we're followers of Jesus. That's right. Will and I. We're like, hey man, I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna be me. Mm-hmm. The key thing you should look at their I don't want to say their purpose statement. What's their statement of faith?
Yeah.
You should, if you're going to go to a new church, if you're like, okay, I'm part of this or I'm part of that, because there's no right or wrong. The right thing is, do you believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sin? And have you trusted him to come into your life to be your Lord and Savior? Bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything else is
secondary to that.
Okay. So know that, okay, that you're in. But knowing their statement of faith.
Yeah.
Some places will say, well, we believe that Jesus is God the Son, and that they're different. They're not God. We believe in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We believe they're all one the same, not three different beings.
Right.
And so those are really the two things that you need to be careful when you go into to a place. So, but there's people going to the non-denominational church. Young people are.
Mostly the hunger in the younger generation is typically found and satisfied in the non-denominational churches.
Because I think they're allowed to be who they believe that God created them to be, rather than
the freedom.
Well, this is what we do over here at this type of church.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. That's where the real freedom is, that a lot of young people, because like the body is often described in the church as a mosaic of different parts.
Okay.
And so with denominations, people can maybe feel that they're being shoehorned into something that they don't exactly fit in, that they're we have to be one in our beliefs. Whereas, you go to, there are churches, there are art churches where they have we are an art church where they do different forms of expression.
Have you ever seen a guy do a art worship? Is it called art?
Art worship, yeah.
Yeah, while someone's preaching.
Oh yeah,
amazing!
It's so cool.
It's amazing.
Exactly, and that's what the mosaic looks like. Okay. You have people with different backgrounds and different skills and talents all coming together, and they don't have to conform. Really.
And so we're just talking about our country. There's people around the world, and you know what? This is what I hate about our news today. They don't talk anything about other than New York City and Washington D.C.
Right. Yep.
There are, there's another whole world out there,
right,
that we never hear about what's going on. I mean, you might hear of a catastrophe or something like that.
Exactly.
But supposedly, there's all kinds of people coming to know Christ around the world. There's supposedly a billion Christians in China.
And there's supposedly persecutions happening in these other countries as well, which is an idea completely foreign to us. Nigeria, for example, China, there's lots of persecutions for people's faith. And, I mean...
I just heard something where this one country, I can't think of what the name was, it's they killed 50,000 Christians this last year.
Nigeria, yep.
Oh, is it Nigeria?
Yeah, exactly. It's staggering because you can never possibly imagine that.
Isn't it over the course of history, though? The more persecution, the more the church, you go to the Holy Charlie Kirk thing.
Exactly. Yeah, we can definitely touch on that. Like with the early church and how it really took off was from martyrs, from persecution. Yeah. The pressure really makes the faith flourish all the more, And so you've got the one, I'd say maybe the biggest event of the year was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Right. Everybody's heard it. And from that, you have this great upheaval, and it looks like different things for different people. Some people are saying, well, it was actually a secret plot, or it was, or
that's always been going on,
of course, or it was, this is a call to action. This is a call to, we should push back, or this is a call to revival in faith. So people look at it with a different lens, but really at the end of the day, there's been this big revival in, truth, whether it be political reasons or faith reasons. You have a lot of people,
truth seekers,
that are truth seekers. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Because one of the big things that Charlie had said is that he, above all, he wants to be known for his faith, right? And he was big on the truth, obviously, politically and religiously,
but there's always going to be people that are putting him on a pedestal.
Yeah, that too.
Well, here's the thing: he was a normal man. He died now, and
right.
And we'll just see what God does with that.
Yeah, because God's clearly doing and going to continue to do something,
Yeah.
just like with other martyrs.
So what about other things that are good this last year? Lives being stored, addictions. You hear about people getting set free.
Yeah.
Met a guy at my men's breakfast last Saturday. He was there again this week. That 4 months ago he had a crisis and he accepted Christ. He's probably in his mid-50s. He's retired. He's got enough money to live on the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an issue. But
Right.
there was a crisis that happened, and he came to know Christ. And so that's going on
Oh, yeah.
every day.
That's been something actually I've been thinking about not too long ago. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to mention it. Is like, what does real restoration look like? Because a lot of people believe that once they get to a certain place, financially, relationally, whatever that looks like, then they'll be happy, right? And there's this great verse it's Philippians 4 where he says, "I know what it is to have."
Here we're going off the rails because I got something to say too. But
Okay,
go ahead.
cool, perfect.
No, go.
Well, he says, "I know what it is to have plenty, and I know what it is to be in want." And so he says, "I know what both of these life experiences are like." Because at the end of the day, money isn't going to make you happy. I can also kind of maybe to a degree say, like, because I used to be the starving college kid where I'm like eating ramen, and now I have a good paying job, and I've got these things. Great, whatever. I can definitely say from a position of knowing what it's like to just barely make your bills to living in a comfortable life, money helps none. Money does not help at all.
Right.
You
went through your
worst year of my life.
Your crisis, your
Yeah.
identity crisis.
I did.
This last year.
Also, while having the best year financially for my own personal walk. I can definitely say when it comes to where do you find your respite, it's in sneezing. No, it's not in having things or even people or even relationships. When it comes down to it, you put your trust in God above all else. No matter your circumstances, that's where you'll find your peace and your respite. I can say from personal experience, I mean, it's like what Paul said. I know what it is to be in want. I know what it is to have plenty. The money does not help.
But here's the funny
Resources
thing
do not help.
is it's all different stages.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, someone at your stage, you're like, yeah, well, you don't know what it's really like to have a lot of money. You're like, oh, no, I got a lot of money. They're like, oh, no, you got,
Right.
you
Yeah.
got beer money. They're like, or
the opposite.
or success. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that you have to make that adjustment all the time, the rest of your life,
Yeah.
to saying, I want to say that this is like, sounds horrible, but this is good enough. It's like,
Yeah.
are you saying you're compromising? First of all, what's compromising? Compromising that like you said, I have a nice place to live. I
Right.
have a nice car. I have a job.
Yeah.
I have friends.
Right.
I have a family that loves me.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
blessed.
a church that I'm going to.
I'm abundantly blessed.
And I'm tall.
And I'm tall. And I'm extremely handsome.
So what is blessed? And it is so, what we're talking about is so anti-capitalism.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think,
Go.
do you think younger people you think there's you could say Christian and anti-capitalism in the same sentence?
It's a good question. Meaning like
Okay, I was raised in the Reagan years, that's when we had our kids. It's like more is better.
right.
And when you get more, you're going to be even happier and happier and happier and happier. And quite honestly, it's nice going out on my Freedom Boat Club. Okay,
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But more isn't always the answer.
Right.
And to what extreme do you go there?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Are you going to be satisfied ever?
Ever.
That's really what it like,
Ever.
you'll never be. Even if you're in the billions, billionaire, there's always Bill Gates. There's always,
Rockefeller, what?
right.
How much is enough?
A little more.
There's a little bit more. So
You're never going to be satisfied. So, yeah, learning that. Okay, that was a lesson learned from this past year for me. Is living in contentment. You can be just as content with money in the bank and just as content without money in the bank. Because now I'm in
See, that's crazy. That's so anti-establishment.
Well, you need more, right? You need to have more. You need to earn more. You need to
Obviously, you can't be very happy.
You need to have 8 houses by the end of the year. By the end of the calendar year, you need to grow your business. Great, fine. But how's your relationship with God? Like, you're going to take none of these houses to heaven with you.
How's your relationship with God, with your wife, and with your kids, and with your neighbor?
The thing that matters.
So here's what happened this morning.
Okay.
So I was having this thought this morning about this very subject.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, God, I need to learn how to trust you more. I got to believe that you're really going to do it. Because, I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, it's like, I'm like, okay, God, are you going to be with me this year?
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest question, because then
It's
I
real.
go in my head, I've been with you for the last 69 years, okay?
Right,
so I'm pretty sure that I can hang in there for one more year.
Right. Yes.
And
You'll
if
be
not,
okay.
and if not, we'll just kill you, and you'll
be with me.
You'll
It's
be
great.
with me. So that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm like, well, why can't I keep that like a fact in my head? Why can't I make that? See, I can believe that, water quenches my thirst. I can believe in gravity, that it's always there. Why can't I believe that God is always there?
Yeah.
Always has been.
Right.
Proven it.
Yep.
Pen proves that it falls down every
Yes.
time. Every time I look back and I'm like, oh, God, you brought me through that. It sucked, but you brought me through to the other side. Why can't I do that?
Right.
Then it went even further. When I was in my discussion group this morning, we were talking, and so are we already out of time?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just checking the time.
In my discussion group today, I was bringing up this whole Powerball.
Oh yes.
I mean, 1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, you win that. That guy that won it in Arkansas.
Yeah.
He's got $500 million in his checking account after taxes and everything. He's got $500 million sitting in his checking account.
Yeah.
Do you know how that would mess up?
Oh yeah.
Your life.
You know how
my
miserable you'd be.
I mean, I would like to try it. I'm open. No, but when you think about it, so I was thinking about it in my life. God is protecting me. Always has protected me for what I can. Am I going to be able to go down to a homeless shelter if I got $500 million in pocket? I'm going to I can't do that. I got stuff to do.
Right.
I'm really, really important.
It's a velvet prison.
Please don't think that I'm an idiot. Okay. Am I going to do my men's breakfast? It's like, well, you know what? I don't know if I should be doing this. I'm pretty important now, and I got stuff to do, and we got to invest in these things, and we got to do all this other stuff, and people are going to bother me, and they're going to be asking me to borrow money, and Will's going to ask me for a new car. Am I even going to be able to do the one thing that I love more than anything else is do this podcast? I'm going to well, that's kind of stupid. That's kind of below you now, right?
Yep.
So but we've been taught that when I get that, then I'm going to be happy. And so if there's something that I learned in this last year, and this has been coming all along, is that if I'm not happy sitting at this table with you, having this conversation right now, I'm never going to be happy with something else.
Yeah.
And so God has, in his mercy, it's like, okay, you got this situation over here with this business. Okay, it's what it is. Go and show up. You can do this.
Yeah.
I got this situation with my son. Okay, you can work that out.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. You might have to change.
Uh-oh. You might have to lean on God.
And God is sufficient.
Yeah. I think what would be a good theme for this podcast, 30 minutes in, finally discovering what we're talking about. It's the quote I've said before. It's a revolutionary idea, and it's not a quote that I came up with, for the record, but God will never create a life for you that makes him unnecessary. God will never create a life for you that makes him unnecessary. You have the blessing of God yesterday, today, and always.
And that's all he ever promised.
And that's all you need.
Oh, wait a minute. And that's the only thing that's ever made me happy.
Yeah, exactly. Not the money, not the influence, not the people. Yeah. What really matters the most is
learning something from a 14-year-old teenager.
14-year-old teenager. That's right. That's me. 14 years old. But God is going to want to provide for you God is going to want to be your source of peace and respite and strength and all that. Because really, all of the things that happened this past year, the lessons, what it comes down to is relying on God and having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
That's where you find the true blessing.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, really what we learned this year.
Yeah. I mean, and you going through you met with am I allowed to say the word?
Go ahead. I don't care.
Your counselor?
Therapist is the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was the ultimate death of my pride this past year. Because I'm a control freak, or I was a control freak. No longer.
No longer.
See,
development. Speak life.
There you go. I was always trying to white knuckle things, figure it out myself. It even got down to like my secondhand nature. My subconscious would always divert to, how do I figure this out? How do I solve this? And I needed to get it all the way down in me, not to do that, but to rely on God. And it took a hell of a lot of hell to get there into that revelation that I need to trust God above all else and actually like spend time with him and actually pursue a relationship with him.
And the devil was trying to rob you.
Mm-hmm.
So Will can stand up pretty much in front of anybody and do pretty much anything.
Right. Thank you.
At any given time. Uh-huh. It may be good, it may not be good, but he tried to stand up comedy. Didn't work.
No, comedy didn't work.
No. But you can.
Yeah.
Yet you were having panic attacks.
Yeah.
On doing what you do normally.
Right. I was thinking that, traveling, going out to unfamiliar places would be the end of the world because I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it together.
Yeah.
But that's the devil. That was an attack from the enemy to try and knock me off of my calling, my identity, who I am. And it took a lot of leaning on God and learning from God and the peace of God to understand that's who you are. That's what you do. Come on. Like, what are you talking about? You like doing that.
And if we listen to the lie of the enemy and pursue something that, if we say this is when I'm going to be happy, rather than no, if I'm doing what I love to do today, that's all that really matters. I mean, it's so against everything that I've ever been raised on.
Absolutely.
Everything. It's like, no, you got to keep pushing.
Right.
Keep pushing. You want to be their best. It's like,
work harder.
How about I just like rejoice in the fact that I'm in the room with people I love? Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
You don't need to be up here to be happy. You can be happy right now, right here. Because, that's the whole, is the goal, vision casting, and you're always looking to the future. It's like, well, look down at where you're at right now. Have joy in today. There's joy for today.
So let's move on. So God is reaching in further ways than ever before. Yeah. This is Will. He loves this subject.
Oh, yes.
AI.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Instagram.
Uh-huh.
All these other things.
Mm-hmm. The devil. I hate it.
But just think how many people are being set free or being seeing something on Instagram that is positive.
Sure.
4,000 negatives and then one positive.
Exactly. Yeah. Do the negatives outweigh the positives? Yes.
But people are there, though.
People are there, and that's where how would you say, the public discourse space lies online. The public square is on the internet, and there's a few of them. There's X, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, but it's online.
I got rid of my X.
Good.
Just because it was like, I got on some kind of feed. It was just too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
X has become more of like a news platform and like a current events thing, as opposed to just like, what's going on with this? But the world is online, and it's like, we're called to reach people, and people are online. Well, you got to go online. You got
to go where the people are.
Yeah, and here we are, online.
Oh, wait a minute, we're online.
I'm part of the problem. You got to infiltrate. You got to take kingdom ground from the enemy.
But I also think that people are being set free from being able to actually ask a question to their computer and say, "Hey, I want to know about this," and get pretty unbiased answer. Now, there's people who say, "Oh no, I asked, this kind of dicey question, and I got neutral answer.
Yep.
But I can tell you, if you go online and you go to Bible GPT and you ask it a question about what does this mean in the Bible, it'll give you a pretty good answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Bible app is a great example of where to find good things online. The Bible had 1 billion downloads this year. It got to 1 billion downloads.
Is that nuts?
I was at the gym.
That's a seventh of the world.
That's insanity. That's an eighth of the world. But yeah, I was at the gym. Yeah, I got to correct you. I was at the gym and I was just kind of stretching and just got there. And there's this kid, no older than me. And I just kind of like glanced over at his phone. And immediately I saw this. You know when you open your Bible app and then I saw that and I recognized him. Like, oh my God, that kid's got the Bible app on his phone. And I was just like, you can go anywhere and you can find the Bible app. That's awesome. Yeah. That's incredible.
And so, and that's really kind of going at lightning speed, the whole interweb thing. Mm-hmm. And so there's advances for us Christians.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a positive thing. I mean, what do you want to add? Well, the world is not chained. In 2 Timothy 2:9, it says the world of God is not chained down. I mean, God can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he will.
It's just us losing control.
Right. If not,
like, you have to have your Bible up in the pulpit. You have to have this. You have to have a paper Bible. It's like,
sure, but
okay,
you can get infinitely more online.
I think the thing that scares me the most about AI is it used to be years ago they'd say he's a newspaper guy, and the press controlled the world,
right? Yeah,
because they control
the truth. Yeah,
as they see it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why there's probably a race for AI.
Oh yeah, what's the truth going to be?
Yeah,
sure.
And who's going to be like, oh, we're going to erase Will Egan's name from all existence on the interweb?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that they could do that.
Oh yeah, I mean AI is still got leaps and bounds before it gets to that. There's quite a few issues with it this day, so I'm not too worried right now because you hear all the doom and gloom about AI this and AI that, and I'm like, first off, do you even know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just this buzzword that people use that equals bad. AI is going to be
my
bad.
AI stocks were what went well for me. So
sure, you might want to liquidate those pretty soon because they're going to probably crash. But that's neither here nor there. I think we'll see where this whole AI debate ends up. But at the end, God is still on the throne.
So let's go back to this growth, and we'll go to mine too. But did you plan? So did you plan on it ending the way? Did you think that your end of the year would be like it is? Mm-hmm. And how do you take that to look forward to next year?
Well, I'll say this. It's certainly not how I envisioned it or wanted it to be. I didn't plan for my year to end the way it is. And I think it would behoove me to, again, release the control and just say, wherever I end up next year, that's in God's hands. Because he is infinitely better at directing and establishing my steps than I am.
So do you have any goals? You have no goals at all? Or?
I have goals. The proverb, in their hearts, people plan their path, but the Lord establishes their steps. So you can have goals, right? You can set expectations. Like my big thing is I want to wake up earlier in the day,
okay,
and get better at my mornings because I've always lost the battle to the bed sheets. I always say hit the snooze button, and
I always used to say I'd like to get up at the crack of noon.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at pretty much, and so I have that goal set, and I can come up with all the strategies I want, but really I think God is going to establish my steps.
So how do you put that in play, though? Give us a practical way that you could do that. And then we'll question you all.
And then, of course, and we'll see if it actually works. But one of the things that we learned from Braveheart, the retreat that we went on, is this thing called micro habits.
Okay.
So for my waking up earlier, I'm going to get better at setting my alarm earlier in small incremental steps.
That's just amazing.
Oh, wow. Revolutionary. Because,
set my alarm clock. Oh, my God.
I'm going to set it earlier. Wow. Brilliant. But, You ever get the New Year's resolution people at the gym where they're like, "That's it.
Oh,
I'm going all in."
I was just up there right before you came over, and there was 5 people with their significant others working out together, and Mr. I'm so awesome. I haven't been there in 2 months, but anyway, I'm watching these people. I'm like, you will not be here next week. No. You will not be here. They're working out together and giving each other high fives, and I'm like, praise God, they're doing it.
Sure, but
praise God, they're trying.
They dove into the deep end.
Yeah,
and with a habit forming thing, like what I'm going to do is you don't want to dive into the deep end. You want to wade in from the shallow end because it's
you
smaller.
Want to go to the kiddie pond and walk in where it's
exactly. You start small, and the change, because if you make one giant change, your brain isn't going to want to commit to it. Your brain is much more willing to commit to smaller changes, and I'll do this. Okay, fine, I'll do this. Okay, fine, and then after a month, you look at where the goalpost has moved. It's moved a mile.
Yeah.
And you're a lot more likely to actually commit to that.
Isn't there the verse in Exodus where they were going to go across the Jordan, and it's not until the priest put his foot in the water is when the water divided.
Yep. That's in Joshua.
So they're stepping out in faith.
Yes.
It's just
one small step
into the shallow end. He didn't take a boat over and dive into the middle.
Take the Ark of the Covenant and dive into the deepest part of the river.
Yeah.
No, they stepped onto the shore, and they kind of went in and then God parted the rest.
They stepped out in faith.
Beautiful example, Chris. You're the best.
I invented that.
Of course you did. So that's how I'm going to do it, and then God's going to take care of the rest.
And you're going to step into the river.
Yeah, I'm going to step in. I'm not going to dive in. I'm going to step into the river, and the Spirit will continue to lead and guide me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about you? Are you going to do anything?
It's kind of interesting. We had a conversation. As you all know, my wife's quality time is her number one.
Mm-hmm.
And so after this discussion we had this morning, I was up because I have men's breakfast, so I'm going to get up an hour and a half before I'm going to go because I need God more today than I do normally. Yeah. So I have figured that out, but I am the same as you. I would prefer getting up at the crack of noon.
Oh yeah.
And so it's become a discipline. So she happened to get up, and we started talking about what I was just talking about a couple minutes ago, and it really starts in our house with this quantum physics.
Yes.
It's quantum Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
God's word is very clear on who you are and what you're doing. And there's a gal that wrote a book. I think her last name's May. Mm-hmm. I'll look it up in a second. But I can't because my phone's on.
I got you.
Recording. But anyway, she talks about she's been doing 20 years of
neuroscience. Yeah.
And the Bible the science is finally catching up with the Bible. You get the neuroplasticity and all these other things, and you can rechange your mind. Mm-hmm. You can discipline yourself to say, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to A, B, C, or D, and I'm not going to do it. So, example, wasn't planning on sharing this. The one group left Wednesday morning, and Wednesday night, I was in the middle of the night, and I woke up with these negative energy about the next group coming in, and how I was going to get in an argument, and that they were going to say this, and I was going to say this, and this was going to happen, and that was going to happen. Let me just say something. My relationship with the people coming in, my son, has never been as good as it is right now. Yeah. And we talk. I'm helping him with the house. He's got some investment properties. He's got a question. He calls me. I call him. But he's got his own life, and I do too. And we like it that way. I think it's a healthy situation. Sure. But in my head, I was going back to junior high when I used to get in arguments with him. Uh-huh. And I was going down this path, and finally I was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. This is a battle.
Yeah.
This is going on an old record in my head. And so what I did is I got out of you can lay there and pray, and God hears your prayer laying on your back just as much. But I was like, no.
Yep.
You need to get out of your bed, and you need to get on your knees, and you need to not ask for forgiveness for thinking that way, because I'm already forgiven.
Yeah.
But you need to repent of this thinking and ask for a new way of thinking. I crawled back in bed, went to bed, fell asleep for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But it was this lie. And so this next year, there's these tapes that we have in our mind.
Yep.
Audios. What do we call them now? There's these
Videos.
files.
Yeah.
There's files
Yeah.
in your head that they're there. And you can open that file,
Right.
or you can close that file.
Yeah.
And the choice is yours. And so I had to choose to close that file.
Right. Right.
And it's the same thing I believe that's happening this year. It's like, you know what? You don't need to win the lottery.
Right.
First of all, you already did.
You did. Yes.
You already did.
You're
Chris.
blessed already.
Anybody that would talk to me that knows me knows
Yeah.
that I won.
Yeah.
I won.
Absolutely.
And so you need to start looking at that as, wait a minute, I won and I get to participate. I get to enjoy it. I was listening to this podcast today. It's like we were taught that if you enjoy your successes before you get to the ultimate success, which may or may not ever come.
Right. Yeah.
You'll never enjoy your life.
Yeah. You'll be hung up on what's next. Just a little more. Right.
You know, they used to say when we had little kids, they go, "Oh, enjoy this. This is going to be the best times of your life." And I'm like, no. This sucks.
Kids suck.
Maybe when the kids start talking, it might get better, but this sucks.
Yes.
But it was. I look back and I'm like, "Oh, this was amazing. We had a great life. We had great kids. Again, so it's in my case, it's changing the narrative to what God says, who I am, who you are, what He wants me to do. And a couple months ago we talked about it. My new word is show up. Yeah, that's my word for this year. Show up.
That's good.
And why do you do that? Because that's what you do. You show up, and you be the man that God created me to be. Sometimes you show up and shut up.
Fair enough. Just your presence is
People
enough.
just need you in the room.
Yeah.
And so, but it's just, in my case, it's just this whole, believe in these lies that I have bought into.
Oh, yeah. And you go down the tour bus.
If they only knew this, or if they only knew that, well, you were forgiven about that. Yeah, I know. But
yeah,
they don't know like this, and it's even just it's not even so much my history, because I'm pretty open with that. It's more my thought life. Yeah, that is so negative.
Same.
And so I'm saying, God, I want to study quantum physics this year. I'm going to read on it. I'm going to do the exercises, and I'm going to do what the Bible says is renew your mind every day.
Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformed by the renewing of your mind. When you renew your mind, then you will be transformed.
You know what all this has in common? Everything we've talked about?
What?
God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go figure. But if you take everything, you're like, okay, and we might be unique. I don't think we are. Well, we are, but
oh, we certainly are.
Oh, we are special. But the fact is, we really do believe our faith. Yeah, we really believe that God's God. Oh yeah, we really believe that God did restore me and has restored my relationships. Yeah. We do believe that we're capable of loving people and being the man. We believe what we say. This, quite honestly, this is who we are. This is
unadulterated Will and Chris.
The only thing different between 45 minutes ago and now is the mic is turned on.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if I was to encourage you to anything, is be the person that God created you to be, because there's only one of you. And when you're doing that, you're in your identity. Yep. You're in your superpower. Yeah. And even though you think it's stupid and the devil's telling you it's stupid,
yeah.
God's like saying, no, when you come and talk, Okay. I sound arrogant. I mean, really do. I feel really bad about this. But it's like when you walk into the room, you bring something just by being in the room. What do you bring? Oh, I bring the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And the Holy Spirit can do stuff that we're like, well, how did that happen?
I couldn't have done that.
I mean, this morning I got up to start the guy talking, and Dave did the teaching, and I just talked about something, and I sat down. The guy goes, "Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much." He goes, "That is exactly where I'm at." I'm like, "What? Can you tell me what I said?" Because I didn't pay attention. But that's my superpower,
right?
That I'm allowing the Holy Spirit to use me in that moment.
Yeah.
And it has, I don't want to say it has nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with me just being submissive to God. And then God takes my quirky, weird personality. Same thing with you. You got you got to meet all the most important people at that.
Yeah. Right.
That whatever you call it, that conference.
Was the Christmas party for my work. I did this thing where I was up on the stage doing like a little 4-minute just to kind of lighten the mood because it was the awards ceremony. It was kind of boring. So at the beginning, like a couple weeks prior to this, they were like, "We want you to go up and do like 4 minutes of this comedy thing so that you can like lighten the mood for the last day because people will be tired and kind of bored." And so I get up there, I do my thing. It was kind of like a roast. I go up there and I'm roasting all the bosses and everything, and it was kind of whatever. And I did it last year, so everybody knows me as this. I do a Trump impression, and so I go up there as the president of the United States. It was so ridiculous. They had this giant like intro video with my big fat face up on the screen, and it's me going like this, and I'm dressed up with the wig and the suit, and I go up there and I go, "Hello everybody, it's your favorite president," and whatever. And it was just fun, right? And it was just I like doing that, and I'm very good at doing that. Toot my own horn, whatever you want to say, but that's what I'm called to do.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can guarantee you that.
Exactly. And it was so easy for me to do it because I'm in my identity as a 10,
right?
Because that's what I'm literally made to do. And for somebody, it's painting. For somebody, it's doing the
worship art.
Worship art. It's worship art. For somebody out there is something that you do that is so easy, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm this I can do all day," because that's what you're made to do, and God has clearly ordained that for you. And so do it.
And so here's the funny thing. You're like probably the lowest paid person in that whole place, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you only been there for what, a year?
A year and a half, yeah.
Okay, year and a half. But you know the first, and the president of the company knows you by name, has had multiple conversations with you.
Oh, yeah.
The speakers were talking to you. They came and found you to talk.
Right, yes.
To talk to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're, and let's be honest, we like being in front of people. We like being in the spotlight. I mean, that's just kind of what we do.
Yep.
Because that's what we're made to do.
Yeah.
If you think that I'm going to sit in the corner, and be quiet,
right?
It's just not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen. I'm going to speak up.
Do I know my place?
Yes,
I do.
Yes,
I do. I know that there's times it's like, oh no, this is not your place.
Right.
But I also know my place, and my place sometimes is speaking out
in front of
being
people.
Chris Meekins.
Yes.
And so I think for this next year, as we do that, we're going to get pushback.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be opposition.
100%.
But I think our goal is to say we've gone through this identity seminar, this class of Braveheart. What are we going to do with that?
Yeah.
And if you want to know more, look up
braveheartmen.com.
Okay. Look them up, and operating in a 10, saying this is who I am at a 10. And when I do that, and it's not about you, it's about God using you for his glory.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, I get to be content.
Yes.
I get to be happy in my mud puddle that I'm swimming in.
Exactly. It's not quite a mud puddle.
I didn't know that there was a siesta key. Exactly. Did you ever hear that analogy where the little kid's playing in this mud puddle? He's like happy. He's like, doesn't he know that there's Siesta Key over there in Sarasota, Florida?
Yep.
Nope.
Don't care.
Don't care.
This
I love my little puddle.
This is my fun.
Yeah.
I'll close with this. We're at Siesta Key, and I was with some friends not too long ago, and there's this phenomenon with the shore. When the tide rises, it'll create these pools on the beach. Yeah. So you'll go in so there's the water. you'll come in like 20 feet, and then there will be like a hill that traps some water in the actual sand on the beach. And it's like a completely separate pool from the actual beach. And sometimes it rises and refills, but it's the ultimate spot for skimboarding because there's no way. I mean, if you want waves, you go to the ocean, but it's flat, it's level, and you can skimboard across the entire thing because it's the perfect setup. And you could go, but the beach is over here, and don't you want this, and don't you want that? This is the ocean. You go 20 feet inland, I got the perfect spot for skimboarding right here, and I'm content with it because I'm made to do this. This is me at a 10. And with that,
hey, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
peace.
Bye.